What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls right around the corner. On today's show, some fun stuff coming from national NBA media as we near the end of the preseason. ESPN ranking 30 NBA teams by their trios, their big threes. We'll talk about where the Bulls ended up in that. Plus, ESPN released a full 25-26 season simulation. Surprise! The Bulls season doesn't end exactly as it did the past 3 years. Plus, the clarity index from The Ringer. How clear is the Bulls' vision this season and beyond? We'll talk about all of that next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls _ Peck. That's Big Day. Bam! BAWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb. Beverly Quaff. Will _ Gottlieb. King of the controls, our guy Joey C. What up, Joe?
Gentlemen, I know we're going to talk big threes today, but I'm looking at my big three right in front of me.
Shucks.
Heart palpitation, heart flutter.
I like how he said it and pointed it right at me.
Well, you're in the middle.
Right, is
He
that what that
pointed,
was?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Would have
Look
pointed
and
there,
point.
too, if I was sitting there.
Well, fair point. Fair.
CHGO Bulls presented by
Well,
Michelob
nobody's
Ultra
saying.
and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download that Bet365 app. Be sure to use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. All right, gentlemen, so we got one preseason game remaining on deck tomorrow, back at home against Minnesota. The Bulls fall to 2-2 with their preseason record after their loss out in Denver last night. Wanted to, before we dive into everything I just mentioned, the ESPN stuff, the Ringer stuff, just a final few thoughts on last night's game. Plus, we heard from one of the new Denver Nuggets who has a long-lasting connection to Matas, who had some pretty high praises for him. Man, also, were you surprised that Valanciunas played as many minutes as he did in last night's preseason game?
I know Valanciunas' thighs were surprised at how many minutes he played. Hamstrings on fire.
Well, actually, our friend Adam at DNVR did a great video breakdown. I don't know that it included anything from last night's game, but they've been using a lot more of Jonas than I anticipated that they would, and they're playing him with Jokic, which they did last night. So really good video breakdown. You should go check that out on DNVR Sports.
Love that. Talk about people utilizing more and more multiple big lineups across the NBA.
Yes.
Joker Valanciunas is quite the doozy of
man.
a too big lineup.
It doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah, seriously. That's going to be something.
But so before we get to the Matas and Valanciunas thing, guys, we didn't really touch much on what we saw from the Rook Noah Essengue last night. I did want to just kind of briefly circle back to what we saw from him. We're not sure where, if at all, he'll be in Billy's rotation out of the gate this season. We're projecting he'll get plenty of action in Windy City games when the Bulls' schedule allows him to head down there to get some run. I feel like it's been kind of up and down from Noah in these preseason stints. Dave, what did you see from him last night?
Young Essengue. Well,
Yes.
I mean, up and down is fine. I have no problem with that with a rookie. Like, I want the highs to be high. I don't need the lows to be low. He's got a lot to learn. Like, he's still a project. We said that when the Bulls drafted him. He's a project. He's going to have to go through the growing pains. I just wanted to see his defense because that's what's going to get him on the floor. Like, it's not about how much he scores. Like, I don't think that impresses Billy. I think how you defend and how many options he has at that level is what's going to impress Billy Donovan and allow you get more minutes on the floor. So in the G League is where his game will continue to grow, and we'll see him play, and he'll get the ball more. So to develop more offensively, he'll do it that way. But defensively, though, I just want to see it continue to grow and develop. And I like what I'm seeing from that young man. Like, I feel he's a little more advanced in some areas of his game that he's given credit for, and then other areas of his game, you're like, oh, no, you still need to work on these things right here. So I think he's about right where he kind of should be.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it because you'll be watching, I think it was the most recent home game. I'm forgetting which opponent they were playing. Milwaukee, where they're running a break, and he got like a hit-ahead pass running down the middle of the floor and immediately just knew instinctively, got to find the corner, and it ended up being a cutter for a layup. So there's moments in games where he just like has the basketball instincts to like make the right play, and that's pretty impressive for a guy that's 18 and a half years old, the second youngest player in the entire NBA. I do think that the pro experience with Ulm really helped him. I still think he's a ways away from like really fully understanding where to be at all times, how to process the game as quickly as he needs to at the speed of the NBA game. I think that will take time. I'm curious to know from like Billy's perspective, and this is something I'm planning to ask him over the next couple of days, of just like how he compares to where Matas was at this time last year as far as his like readiness to be productive at the NBA level, and if he views Noah in the same way that he viewed Matas or further behind, maybe more ahead. But Billy's been pretty, consistent in his evaluation of Noah, which was kind of the same thing I said. Impressed with his IQ and understanding the game. The athleticism is there. The transition game is great, but I still think there's a long way to go, and that's just going to take time. That's how it is for young players.
Yeah, and it's not like it stuck out like a sore thumb. Noah did have 4 fouls last night, but the Bulls as a team committed 400 fouls. So, like, okay, Rooks
Can we get a check on
tend
that?
to – yeah, so you fact check that real quick if you want.
$3.99.
Oh, $3.99. I'm sorry. I rounded up.
Yeah.
But it tends to be a pretty common problem or just challenge, obstacle, something to get past for young guys in the league who are adjusting to the physicality of the NBA, who are trying to make their presence felt on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a rookie who just got drafted, you're a lottery pick, and your coach is preaching at you in training camp practices, physicality, and you don't have the respect of any NBA refs yet because you're a rookie, any kind of contact that you initiate, you're going to get whistled for.
Oh, without a doubt.
So, like, I'm not stressing about Noah having 4 fouls in just 17 minutes last night. No. As Bulls fans, we've seen worse.
Yeah.
So, like, but it does. Tony S. in the comments said, I still feel like we need more size at the 4. That is, in addition to being encouraged about, I think, as you were just alluding to, Noah's already awareness of where he needs to be on the floor, which I am encouraged by. The other thing that I am noticing is his frame is just freakishly narrow.
Yeah.
Like, not that we didn't know that when we drafted this guy, but he's got that young Kevin Durant, that Chet Holmgren, not quite Wemby level, but just like
He's got a little Scotty, like Central Arkansas Scotty.
Yeah, like,
and I'm not seeing Scottie Pippen, who
but
turned
like
into
younger
Scotty.
didn't hit the weight room yet, Scotty.
100%.
Right, which
Baby
like
Gazelle.
yeah, exactly. But like it freaks me out watching him run up and down a court with these more muscular NBA players. I'm like,
me out,
yeah,
man.
be careful, Noah. Like, it's like a little baby bird. Like, I'm worried. And I'm not saying like, oh, he needs to get in there and bulk up. We saw Matas add what I think he said about 10 pounds of muscle.
About 10, yeah.
You talked about, and Pat has been talking with the media about it, about shedding a little bit of weight this offseason. It's for younger players especially, it's always a talking point. What is the perfect body type for this player and their NBA game?
Yeah.
With Noah, I'm just worried. He's just so thin framed.
And he's also like very upright. He's like very high hips. He's not really somebody that's like getting lower to the ground and like using leverage, which is fine. It's just, it is what it is. And I think it's a little bit hard to put on weight when you have narrow shoulders like that. So I think he's going to get stronger for sure. Like, he's going to be working out with NBA strength and conditioning coaches, and he's going to continue to grow. It wouldn't even surprise me if he continues to grow taller because he's still so young.
Yeah.
But that just takes time. Like, even for Matas, like he still is very skinny relative to other players in the league, and he's had a year of experience. He's 21 years old now compared to 18 and a half. And, he's had a full season with the Bulls and their strength program. So that stuff takes time. Giannis came into the league very skinny. He's obviously like outlier, 99.999 percentile in terms of like just physical development.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Noah's going to
Giannis's
get there, but
body,
like
prime Giannis is
but like
muscle on muscle.
his body right now kind of reminds you of like a rookie Giannis.
Yeah.
And like maybe you can't put on weight. There's always like you're saying, Dave, the balance of like too much weight. You don't want to like be strong to where it slows you down, but you do need to add strength to be able to like take the physicality of the NBA game. So it's going to take time, but it's certainly glaring watching him, especially like next to guys like Aaron Gordon or like, they're 10-year vets in the NBA. They're just way bigger.
Yeah, and I just think the good thing is that the Bulls aren't going to be dependent on him this season to really do anything but take his time and grow. And so everything you all are saying is 1,000% correct. And it's okay. And that's a good thing. Like, if he wasn't at this level right now, and I think, honestly, since we're saying this, we obviously see something in the young man that we're like, no, there's a game there. There's something there. So let's harness it. Let's develop it. Let's grow it and see what matures from that when he, gets to his second year and then his third year and so on and so forth. But being around guys like Matas Buzelis will help him because, as you just mentioned, having that same slender kind of body type. Well, how did you put on 10 pounds? What did you do? Because Matas is never really shied away from contact.
Right.
He just needed to put the muscle on to be able to take the contact and then to continue to play and go forward.
I got some life hacks for him if he needs help gaining 10 pounds. I know how to gain 10 pounds real quick. I can help him out.
I don't know how. I don't like how you said that, Jonas.
Coming from the man who's been eating nothing but Portillo's cakes and beefs for the Cubs postseason run.
That just so happens to be my plan. It's a 5-step plan of beef, dog, back to beef to cake, and then a little more cake, 10-pound plan.
That's a 5-point, 10-pound plan.
Like a charm every time.
And that's in 3 days?
Yeah.
You put that on.
I like it.
It just depends on how hard you want to push yourself.
Okay, all
How
right.
bad do you want it? How
You're
bad
not a quitter,
cake,
son.
You gotta,
10-pound
one
plan.
of those beefs at least has to be a big beef, not just the regular beef.
No, not the tiny cater beefs. Got to be the
Matt don't do that. He don't do the small one.
No, give it a big beef.
Yeah.
Yuta in the chat saying, I think it's better to continue and be physical and learn how to reduce your fouls while doing so rather than be less physical to reduce fouls, referring to Noah's 4 fouls last night. Travis McKnight pointing out things on the other end for Noah. How about that free throw rate? Yeah, when you're talking about initiating contact, Noah's free throw rate has been great in the preseason.
About it.
His young Bulls teammate, Matas Buzelis, did add some muscle, and he's been throwing that muscle around in these preseason games. Yeah. And he has had a longstanding connection with longtime NBA vet Jonas Valanciunas, who we saw in his new Nuggets jersey last night, the Lithuanian connection. Valanciunas has had a big role on their national team for many years. Yeah. And he spoke after last night's game about his impressions of Matas and their connection. Joey, take it away.
I know him.
Valanciunas saying, if he keeps working like this, he'll be one of the greatest.
That's what he said.
And that's always been my high ceiling upside view of what Matas can be in this league. The combination of what already appears to be a striking work ethic with the physical tools and skills that he's developing.
Yeah, it's all there, and it's just about it being put together to where it's easily accessible for him. You know what I mean? And not just trying to find it, but it's there. Like, that's what the stars do. Like, it's there. Like, all they have to do is they got to go to, they're going to do. They know what moves are going to happen. They know what shot is going to go in. They know what shot they're going to take. They know where to be on the floor. Like, all those things just come. And, again, this is just going to come with repetition, time, and practice. But he is ahead of most people's timelines of where they had him at. He's not ahead of, like, Bulls fans' timelines because we've been wanting this for a while from this young man. So, but no, it's just it's great to see, and anytime anybody can give you that kind of accolade, especially a veteran like Valanciunas can give you those kind of accolades, man, it just makes your heart sing and it makes you even more happy that he's on your favorite team playing for your squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think Matas, obviously, like, players are going to be, especially when they're like have relationships before, like, they're always going to be very complimentary. That's why I never was like blown away by when LeBron said Patrick Williams. It's like, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But it confirms what we've all been seeing, and I think that's the positive affirmation that we can take away from it.
True.
Love it. Love when an NBA vet like that is throwing confidence behind Matas Buzelis. We'll take our first when we come back on the other side. ESPN ranking all 30 NBA teams by their big three trios. Who are those Bulls players? We'll find out next. Hit the like.
You can either be good, you can either be great. But what you truly want to be is you want to be ultra magnetic. And you only get that with Michelob Ultra, ladies and gentlemen. Well, why is it Ultra? Because it's 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's the superior, smooth taste that is worth playing for. And Michelob Ultra is the official American beer sponsor of the Chicago Bulls. The superior game meets the superior taste. Grab a Michelob Ultra superior light beer as you cheer your team on and look like this. Crack. Oh my God, Michelob Ultra. Oh my God, I'm so satisfied. Did Matas just dunk? Ah! All of that is going to happen all at once, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what you're playing for, make it superior and do it with Michelob Ultra. Because as I told you, you can be good or you can be great, but always, always be Ultra.
Today's show also brought to you by Bet365. We are in the thick of football season, and there is nothing better. And with that Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. I think the Bears could be up by 17 against the Saints this Sunday. So why not bet on it?
Why not?
Don't forget to use that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Also, there's all kinds of football bets. Thursday Night Football, $10 safety net bet. Sunday Night Football, $365,000 jackpot you can get in on. And Monday Night Football, can't forget that. 50% super profit boost token on same game parlays. You can even double your winnings on parlays with Bet365's 100% parlay boost. So what are you waiting for? Players, prop bets, futures, in-game betting, whatever the moment, is never ordinary at Bet365. Don't forget that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up to get $200 in bonus bets on your first $5 bet. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're back, CHGO Bulls, rolling along on Wednesday afternoon. Hit that like button if you didn't do it during the ad break. Make sure you're also subscribed to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel, 90K and counting. It's time to take the temp, Bulls Nation. Taking the Temp is brought to you by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons.
They got them.
That's Four Seasons Heating Cooling.
What.com.
All right, so ESPN, a lot of other national NBA outlets have gotten a taste of NBA preseason action, and everybody's trying to figure out what we're all about to watch together for the next 6 months. Who's going to be good, who's going to be bad, which teams are rising, which teams are falling, who are the most important players on each squad. So ESPN yesterday, or maybe Monday, dropped their NBA roster tiers ranking the top trios for all 30 teams, even if you don't necessarily have what the league at large would call a, quote unquote, big three of 3-star players on max or close to max level contracts, the 3 most important players on each squad. And broke it down into tiers of those squads.
Gotcha.
Tier 1, a league of their own, for instance, the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder, with SGA, the league's reigning MVP, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams.
Amazing. Right
behind them, knocking on the door, Tier 2, the team the Bulls just faced last night, Denver Nuggets, with Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray.
Good tier.
At the top of it, Bontemps makes note, the NBA might be in its depth era, shout out AK, but star power still wins the day. Someone tell AK. In a sport in which only 5 players take the floor for each team at a time, a concentration of stars has been a clear way to build a championship-level team. But even when a team doesn't have a trio of ready-made stars, looking at the top 3 on each roster is a good way to measure both the short and long-term health of an organization where the franchise is headed over the next months and years. With that rubric in mind, shout out to you use the word rubric.
For real.
We not only have laid out the core of all 30 NBA teams, but also ranked them in comparison to one another, and have done so by taking into account both the group's present and future value, along with the likelihood that these players will be with their respective teams for the medium to long term. So oftentimes recently, when you get one of these things from ESPN or another national NBA outlet, you got to do a little scrolling. Where are our beloved Bulls? Scroll. Which tier are we? Tier 8, called, that's right, stuck in the middle. And they define the Bulls trio of players as Matas, duh, Josh Giddey, duh, and Noah Essengue. You might notice the absence of Kobe White in that. And there's a little excerpt there, Joey, thank you, please, saying, it's a franchise perpetually stuck in the mud. Tell us something we don't know. One could argue the Bulls should be in a lower tier than this, But that would be saying the Bulls are definitely going to be committed to bottoming out and rebuilding. We know that that's never going to happen. History suggests they'll win 38, 39 games and be in the play-in, which in this season's East is very possible. Giddey's a core player after signing his deal. Kobe White, although the team's best player, is not, as he enters the season on an expiring deal. Instead, number 12 pick in this year's draft, Noah Essengue, is one alongside Buzelis, last year's number 11 pick. And for reference, they remind you that last year, this top 30, or the trio tiers that they did was Giddey, Kobe, and Patrick Williams.
Oh, no.
Maybe because Pat had just signed that long-term contract at the time. But
I was not ready for that. Okay.
I mean, some other teams in the stuck in the middle category. Gee, Miami Heat. Hello, old friends. Good to see you here. The Kongs, the Bulls of the Western Conference. Nice to see you here. Toronto Raptors, familiar faces. And then the next tier 9, starting a rebuild, includes teams like the Hornets, Pelicans, Suns. So stuck in the middle tier. What do you make, though, of the fact that they omit Kobe and include Noah in this team's present and future core?
Oh, interesting.
Making note of the fact, hey, he's on an expiring deal.
Yeah.
His name is going to come up in trade rumors between now and the trade deadline.
It makes sense. I get the logic behind it for sure. Seeing it in print makes it real. I think that's what it is about it. Why I was like, oh, time taking it back, like seeing Patrick Williams there in print. It's a possibility. It's not something that's out of the realm of understanding or out of the realm of logic. Yeah, there's a possibility Kobe could be somewhere else next season. For the sake of this, I understand he just wants to go on what's more concrete. And what's more concrete is Matas. And what's more concrete is Essengue. And what's more concrete is Josh Giddey, who just signed his deal. All that makes all the sense in the world, for sure. So if you're looking at it in that sense, yeah, I get it. I think even if you put Kobe here, you'd still be in that same tier. You still would be in kind of that tier 8. So I don't think it changes anything, as far as what the Bulls are to the rest of the people watching, nationally, what this team is doing. I think the confusion of what they're doing kind of stays the same with this team. But it is hammering the point home to me. I'll speak for myself. It's hammering the point home that there is a possibility that this could be Kobe White's final year. I don't like it. That didn't even sound nice saying that right there. But there is that possibility that it could happen, and you're looking more so towards the future of this team and what they need to focus on more so than what could be for this team, which is they could get a guy like Kobe White to come back.
And that's why, I know you've been sort of the one saying this the most, Dave, but it's why I totally agree. This year, they're not going to win a championship. They're probably not going to make a deep playoff run. But this year is going to tell us a lot about the future insofar as we're going to know if they're going to continue building around the Kobe, Io, Herter contingent of 25-year-olds, the young veterans with experience, or if they're going to move more towards the Noah, Giddey, obviously is, kind of bridges that gap.
Yeah, sure.
But Matas, Noah, and Giddey of okay, maybe they win 38, 39 games, losing the play-in. Maybe they miss the play-in altogether. It's you've got all these expiring contracts. You've got all this cap space. It's time to either reset things for real, build around the young core that you have, and really orient towards them. You can still try to be competitive while you do that, but you can also put yourself in a position to not win as many games, kind of load up for the draft, and start building on a younger timeline. Or maybe it goes the other way and they, win 42, 43, 44 games. They make it out of the play-in and they, put up a fight in the first round. Then maybe you are starting to think okay, actually we are kind of onto something here. Let's stick with Kobe. Let's stick with Io. Maybe we bring in some more help, find a longer-term center option, and we bring Noah and Matas along as we go, and then they can kind of take it in 4 or 5 years as this current core sort of ages out or we lose them to free agency. So I think this season is really going to tell us a lot about which direction they end up going. That's kind of the perspective of how is the cap sheet looking, but at the same point, there's also the stuck in the middle part, which you always have to factor in with the Bulls, which is maybe they just want to be where they are. And in that case, maybe they just bring everybody back and continue to do what they're doing. So those are kind of the two different.
Yeah. And that's why I think the question for Bulls fans who want the Bulls to be above a stuck in the middle team that has been in that tier for several years now, why we are putting so much of our hope and all of our eggs in the Matas Buzelis basket. Not to say anything negative about Josh Giddey, Kobe White, or the young rook Noah Essengue, who you may believe in, but like for the Bulls to move up a tier in the who are your team's best 3 players rankings, Matas has to be the star.
Yeah.
Like, at least in my opinion, because like a simple exercise, if Bulls fans, some of whom might say, this is disrespectful. The Bulls have shifted gears. They've got a younger core of promising young players, some of whom have all-star potential, whether you're talking about Kobe, Josh, and or Matas Buzelis. The tier above them, changing courses, includes the Grizzlies and the Sixers. Would you rather have Matas, Noah, and Josh, or Edgecombe, Embiid, Maxey?
Ooh. Give me Edgecombe and Embiid, Maxey.
Would you rather have our guys or Cedric Howard, Jaren Jackson Jr., and John Moran?
Oh, you triggered him.
I'm just playing.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah. The tier above that, like old stars, big questions, includes the Mavericks. Would you rather have our trio or AD, Kyrie, and Coop?
I would rather have Cooper.
Yeah, that one.
And then I would make decisions about the older guys.
So for present and future, like here's an interesting one. Would you rather be where the Bulls are now, or would you rather have the Warriors trio of Jimmy Buckets, Steph, and Draymond? Because like that's on its last legs, but they could legitimately contend for a title this year.
They have a chance to win,
right?
And like that's what it's about. So I am generally biased towards like younger teams and building through the draft, building through like player development and like the ascension as opposed to like the peak and the post prime. But like, I mean, you're talking about a team that could legitimately win the championship this year with an all-time great player. Like you go with that.
Yeah. The 2 LA teams, Harden, Kawhi, Zubats. Would you rather have that trio of players or the Bulls trio?
Now that kind of gets tough.
That one?
That's a little.
That one gets tough.
The retirement home Clippers, who knows? If they all stay healthy, that could be a fierce squad.
But think about like, yes, you talk about the top 3, but think about like the entire team. Like that team is built to win today. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they have a great chance to do it, but like they've got depth, they've got veterans up and down the lineup. They're going to be an elite defense. Like it's really hard to put this into the context of time frame and like how long the window is.
Right.
And then also, big 3 is like a fun thing to measure, but you've got 12 other guys on your roster that also matter.
Right.
Especially for, depth league.
And then that's the interesting part because like the changing course tier just above the Bulls and then the tier above that, getting older but still have a solid core of players, but questions about the long-term future, those kind of teams. Like, as a Bulls fan, I'd rather have that level of potential, contending for championships talent. And then the tiers above that are like young teams with star talent. Yeah. They're stars and they're young. Your Pacers, your Thunder and all the teams like your Rockets, your Pistons, all that. So it's hard to be like, well, how dare they disrespect this Bulls young core that I believe in? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, like compare it to the rest of the league, y'all.
Honestly, I think the more interesting question is like, are the Bulls rated too high? Like you look at some of these other teams, like I think the Kings situation, like I wouldn't want to be there, but you have like the Raptors, whose core is Barnes, Ingram, Murray, Boyles. I don't know if I would choose like they've got Barrett, who I probably wouldn't include in there either, but like quickly, they've got like a ton of young guys up and down that lineup. I think they're going to be much better this year. LaMelo Ball, Con Knippel, Brandon Miller,
I like
Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, Zion Williamson. Ooh. I mean, for me, it would be Trey Murphy in there. Like Booker, Dunn, Malawach, I probably would take the Bulls over. Mm-hmm. And then like the rebuilding teams, still probably, but like the Blazers, Kamara, Klingon, and Sharp. Scoot's not mentioned in there. Denny Avdia, I almost called him Denny Average. Not in there. Like I think they're a way better core than what the Bulls have. So I think like. Yeah, the Bulls, aren't very high, but like they could be a lot lower too.
They could be. With that, let's knock out an ad break. We'll come back on the other side and dive into the Clarity Index, courtesy of Howard Beck of The Ringer. What up, Beck? More fun stuff to talk about as far as where the Bulls shake out in this one. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads. We'll be right back.
Joy.
Gong, gong. Are there ads there? Hello.
There are ads.
Hey, what's up, Joe? Today's show brought to you by Mando. Football is here. You know that feeling? It's game day. You're working hard, maybe doing a little lawn work, running around doing chores before kickoff. And that lucky jersey of yours might be smelling a little too lucky, if you know what I mean.
Pew.
But that's why we got the game changer that is Mando deodorant that has sweat control. It's just another... It's not just another cover-up. Mando is one stick, two jobs. Powerful odor and sweat control. Clinical strength sweat control. One swipe and you're good to go. Nice. This deodorant re-engineered to stop odor before it starts. It doesn't just mask odor. It prevents it. 100% of study participants experience all-day odor protection. So take advantage of their great offer to new customers, getting 20% off site-wide with their exclusive code CHGO at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show. Tell them that we sent you there. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and say hello to long-lasting freshness.
Mando. And you all gonna get you right because he got to go down the because he got deals that are sweeter than candy that will make your holiday fine and dandy at Ray Chevrolet in a Fox Lake. Come in today to shop the No Tricks, Just Treats sales event and drive home with 0% financing, $0 down, and no payments until 2026, and zero hidden fees on select new Chevy models. Or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for yourself. One of the top selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, that's what they are, so they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you're going to get a great deal. And the other reason you're going to know, because that raised price promise, y'all, lets you shop confidently. Plus, price you see, price you're going to pay. It's that simple. Don't miss out. No Tricks, Just Treats sales event going on all month long with 0% financing, $0 down, and no payments until 2026, and zero hidden fees on new select Chevy models. That's Ray Chevrolet. Shop at RayChevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 19.
And we back. CHGO Bulls rolling along Wednesday afternoon. CHGO Bulls presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. All right, gentlemen. Next thing on the to-do list today, the Ringer's Clarity Index. I love this. Shout out to Howard Beck, great NBA writer, longtime NBA writer. So this is the second year that they've done this for the Ringer. And it goes like this. Every franchise swears it has a plan. Here's a team-by-team look at who actually knows what they're doing and who's just pretending to. A year ago, when they set out to rank the league's 30 teams not by their talent or potential, but by a more foundational element, clarity of purpose. To wit, does your favorite team have an actual identifiable plan? Not forecasting wins and losses, grading off-season roster moves, not concerned with the team's on-court success so much as their intentions, their clarity of purpose. Okay. For example, in their top tier of clarity index, the ever clear tier, teams that know exactly what they're trying to do, and so do we, you got your title contenders, Cavs, Nuggets, Knicks, Thunder, Magic.
Got it.
Also in that tier, the Washington Wizards. It is clear what their vision is, what their purpose is this season and beyond.
Fair.
Tier 2, the side view mirror tier. Objects and obstacles are closer than they appear. Teams that have a muddling of like a now plan and a later plan. The Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, Milwaukee Bucks, Minnesota Timberwolves. There's the frosted glass tier. There's a plan here, but it's hazy. Hawks, Pistons, Celtics, Pacers, Sixers, Spurs. Young teams with playoff aspirations and on the rise, but do they have enough to be actual contenders? You got your gap year teams and the Celtics and Pacers in there. The Sixers, what is the future of this team with and or without Joel Embiid? And the Spurs, you got Wemby. What else you got? Then you get to the past the stained glass tier, past the kaleidoscope tier. You get to tier 5. Or no, I'm sorry, tier 6, the Funhouse Mirror tier.
Ooh, this would be fun.
Confusing, freaky, and occasionally entertaining. Does that not sound like Chicago Bulls basketball last season? This season? The Bulls are in there. As are, oh, look, it's our old familiar friends, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Raptors. Yeah. Beck wrote, we're tempted to rename this tier the Chicago Bulls tier because no NBA franchise is as consistently baffling and maddeningly complacent. Shout out to that phrase. We'd credit them for finally moving on from the DeRozan-Levine era, but they're still clinging on to Vooch and still showing no indication they have any particular aspirations other than making the play-in tournament every April. Howard Beck, you are my spirit animal.
Should we change it to the maddeningly complacent House on Madison?
Yes, that's
Kind
right.
of a mouthful.
Joey C.
It's just a few extra letters from
very
Madhouse
good.
on
Rolled off
Madison.
the tongue, though.
That was very, very good.
Well done, sir.
You know what? I don't think the Blackhawks are complacent. I think the
That's true.
Blackhawks are trying to do things and be better.
That's true. That's true.
And
So-
they also tanked to get a bunch of first-round picks that over a series of several years. They now may have 4, 5, 6, 7 high first-round picks all playing together for the next 2 or 3 years, and they'll find out if they got an awesome, exciting young core or not. It's interesting.
Could you even imagine? No. Tanky doesn't work, Peck. Shut up. Oh, God. So, like, I think simple question, agree or disagree, Dave, that the Bulls' clarity of purpose is as hazy as Beck writes and believes it to be. Or do you believe that there is some clarity to what AK and his crew are trying to accomplish here?
First of all, when I read the first sentence, I was like, "Oh, Matt." I was like, Matt is gonna love all.
This
of
is my internet candy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
National NBA writers
This
clowning the Bulls for the joke of an organization
I
that
was
they
like,
are.
I'm just here to support Matt. This is Matt's day. I'm just here to support. I do think they have some semblance of a plan.
So you got to say, what's up?
They have a plan. I think they
Concepts?
do. Yes. I think when they signed Josh Giddey, and I think the ascension of Matas Buzelis, and I think the drafting of Essengue tells you kind of what the plan is, or what kind of players and archetype of players that they want on their team, and what kind of team they want to be. So I feel it's there. But yes, it is still a lot of smoke about the rest of that plan. So I can see the top part of it, but the rest of it is just under a cloud of smoke, and I can't make it out what they really want to do. Like they said, still having Vooch here, like they have. Sometimes some of the signings over the years that they've made have been some head scratchers. Curious to see what they do with all. They got 7 guys with 1 year left on their contract. So I really don't know what they want to do, in that sense. So the top part of it, like as far as who they kind of want to build it around and what they want to do as far as that, I get that part. The rest of it is like, have you seen on the internet when they have that picture of the horse? And then as it goes along, it's just a stick figure. Like
People use it to describe like Game of Thrones season by season.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that for me when I'm looking at it. I get what's happening up here. I see it, man. I understand what you're trying to do. But as it goes down and goes along, that's where it gets iffy and gets smoky and cloudy.
Well, and Dave just mentioned the expiring contracts, so many of them on this Bulls 15-man roster coming into this year. And I think that if somebody were to play devil's advocate to say, AK does have a vision and a plan, the big part of it that he has more frequently mentioned when talking to the media is the cap flexibility part of this plan that is part going younger and part cap flexibility.
You guys, the Bulls have a plan. You just don't like it. They are doing what they want to be doing. And, like, people can say that it's, like, baffling or maddeningly complacent. They're doing exactly what they want to do. They're telling you what they're doing. They will not tank. Under any circumstances, they're not doing that. They're not rebuilding that way. Mm-hmm. And they are going to try to overhaul the roster while competing. Do we agree with that? I don't.
No.
But some people might. But the idea that, like, this is a team that just, like, has no clue what they're doing, I think is completely misguided. Like, they absolutely know what they're doing. They're trying to overhaul the roster without doing it through the tanking game. Mm-hmm. And, like, I think for the most part, like, that's I get that approach. Again, I don't think it's going to work necessarily unless you, like, hit big on mid to late first round picks, which maybe they will with Matas and Noah. Who knows? But I think the more the more interesting piece of this is seeing the company that they're constantly in and thinking about it in terms of where they fall in the greater context of the league. Like, you don't want to be partnered up with the Kings and the Pelicans and the Raptors every year. Like, the Wizards are probably going to lap them. The Nets are probably going to lap them because that's what happens when you accumulate high-level talent. So, yes, it could not work out for them. They could fall from, 1 to 5 in the draft every year. That happens. I'm not saying, like, the tanking game is a surefire thing, but, like, the idea that, like, the Bulls don't have a plan, I think, is just completely wrong. It's just that people aren't trying to hear it because they disagree with it.
Joey?
At the very least, would you say that they know what they're doing, or are we able to say that they sometimes get caught in between in terms of asset management? Look no further than
I think they've done
right
a very
now,
poor job managing their assets.
right?
For
Like,
sure.
Like, they bring guys in,
But the
because
reason
they
they're
like
doing
them.
that is because they don't want to be bad. Think Vooch is a perfect example. One, I think we heard reporting this summer that there weren't really any real offers for Vooch last year at the deadline. Like, I think the Warriors had some interest, but I don't think a real offer was ever made. We talked about it the other day. If you are completely against tanking, you will not lose intentionally under any circumstances. Even if you do want to get something for Vooch, like, what are you going to get that, like, helps you win now? Like, teams who are trying to add a player like Vooch are doing that because they want to be good. That means they don't want to give up other good players. They want to give up draft picks. You're probably not going to get a first-round pick, a good first for Vooch, so you're going to have to take a second, but the Bulls aren't really interested in that, especially when it doesn't help them win today. So that's, like, the trade-off is usually bad teams are willing to trade away good players for picks. That's how the market dynamics work. That's the exchange. It's like you're paying cash for goods, right? In this situation, the Bulls are trying to, like, do goods for goods, and that's not how the marketplace works.
I would make a slight correction. Good for good.
That's called
Singular. Because it's
You're
only one player for one player swap trades that AK is going to be doing. It's not goods, plural.
Yeah.
People in the chat chiming in. Trick Daddy Dex saying that clarity is ticket sales and profits. Yeah, so if you're not talking from a Bulls front office perspective, but from a Bulls ownership perspective, that is the very clear vision. They would be in the clearest, toppest tier of these clarity indexed rankings because we all know that is
That's what I'm saying.
accurate.
Like, I think it's very clear what they're trying to do.
Right.
And what they're trying to do, again, is, like, trying to, like, I don't think they're, like, opposed to being good. I just think that they're not willing to do it the, traditional way of, like, building through the draft by bottoming out every year. So I think that they're kind of hoping to do what they did in, like, 2007, 2008, which was, like, have a good young core of teams, make some playoffs, try to be competitive, and then maybe you get lucky one year in the draft and you jump up and you get Derrick Rose, and now you're on your way. So maybe that's, like, the model that they're trying to replicate. I like, the lottery has changed. I don't know that you can really count on that, but the idea of, like, they just want to be mediocre, I'm not sure I really buy that either. I just don't think they're willing to do the hard decisions over multiple years in the way that some people would want.
And that's where I'm lost at right there. That part you say right there, the hard decisions. Because for me, that's the clarity, and that's why I get lost at. Where I called it smoke and fog, and I didn't know. I get what they want to do. That's why I said, like, I see the horse head and the stick figure. I know what they want to do, but, like, when I'm looking at it in the sense, and I see all these guys who are 1-year deals, and I don't know who you want to get rid of. I don't know who you want to keep. I don't know who you believe in. When you have a Kobe White, when you have an Ayo Dosunmu, and I know you've got those guys, I don't know which one you want to keep. I don't know if you're going to hold on to either. Like, it's still a lot of confusion and smoke around it, whereas I know where you are at the top as far as the players are concerned that you want to hold on to.
I'm thinking bigger picture. Those are, like, more of the details of, like, because think about the last team that they put together. They got completely, handcuffed by the big contracts. You were above the cap. You were below the tax. You had Lonzo Ball's $20 million that you're effectively dead money.
Yeah.
You're paying Zach a max contract. DeMar's your best player. You can't trade him. Vooch is, having a rough time. You're not going to trade him. Like, there wasn't anything they could do. And that's why we applauded the Javon Carter signing, because it was like spending the, half the mid-level exception on a player that could come in and help that group. So I think that's always been the agenda, is, like, how do we get to a point of competitiveness within the context of our core? And now I think the agenda has pushed more towards flexibility, which is what Matt was alluding to, of, like, how do we prevent ourselves from getting trapped like that again so that we can't do anything for 3 years? And so I think they're going to try to be competitive while they do that.
Real quick before we go to break, Fish, our guy in the chat, what are they trying to win? If they're not building to win a championship, then they have already lost. Preach. The believer. The issue with the plan is it's mostly set up to be mid. And Mark saying, I hear you go. The question is, do we really trust this organization with their plan of a plan? And what's the chance it doesn't work and sets us back more years of competing?
Again, you guys just disagree with the plan, but the plan is there.
Right. And setting back? No, they just stay in the fun house. They're always in the fun house with the crazy mirrors. And sometimes it's, entertaining. Sometimes it's a play-in tournament victory on your home floor. And other times it's nightmare and horrors. And you're trapped in the fun house. You can't find the exit. They're fake doors. There's mirrors all over the place. You're looking at 18 different versions of yourself. You feel like you're taking crazy pills. It doesn't mean setting back. It just means you're always living in the crazy fun house. Happy Halloween, everybody. Let's knock out two last ads. We'll come back and dive into ESPN's simulation of the 25-26 season. Hit the like button.
Chicago Sports Network is the official TV and streaming home for the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox, broadcasting over 300 live games per year. CHSN offers the All Access plan, which is $29.99 a month, that gives you access to all games and programming on the network, and individual team plans, $19.99 a month, that gives you access to the games of the teams that you select. You can sign up to watch CHSN at chsn.com, or you can watch via the CHSN app, which can be downloaded on Apple and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Samsung TV. CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. Visit chsn.com for more details.
Today's show also brought to you by Game Time, the best ticketing app and website in the industry. They've got all kinds of incredible features that make getting tickets to your next game, concert, event, theater, whatever you want, all the more easy and affordable. They got priority fees included, so you can know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. There's zone deals, which save even more dollars for you when you choose a section and then let Game Time select which seat in that section. They also have the incredible panoramic seat views, so you can know exactly what you'll be seeing from the seat that you are about to buy a ticket for, and that lowest price guarantee. Find the same ticket, same seat, same event on a different site for a cheaper price, and Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. You're also covered with that purchase with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. It's the best time of year for sports fans. Playoff baseball, football, hockey, basketball, everything. Whatever you want to get a ticket to, find it at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code CHGO to get $20 off your first purchase. We back. CHGO Bulls. A little bit longer on this Wednesday afternoon. Next thing on the agenda, more ESPN fun. They simulated the entire 25-26 season, and they did so like hundreds of times, and picked one that had some fun results. And they gave you like a kind of like month, not quite month by month, but progression of like, okay, what happened in the NBA Cup? The Bulls did not advance in the NBA Cup, so nothing changed there. Then they give you like check-ins on the standings of the both East and Western Conference at various points throughout the season. In this simulation done by ESPN, the Bulls at the Christmas Day slate of games are 7-18, 11 games under 500.
Okay.
In late December.
Okay.
Whew. Wait for it. At the All-Star break,
Come on.
they're 26-29.
Let's go, baby.
It's just three?
Comeback is on.
Just 3 games under. You know, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, always 3.
Always.
That's like 19 and 11. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, AK is going to bookmark
So
that.
they go on it. They go on their usual March Madness tear, and then the standings entering April 2026 in the simulation. You ready for it?
Okay.
The Bulls 38-37.
Oh.
Holding on to that, you guessed it, 9th seed in the East.
All locked up.
But at a game above 500.
Hey.
When's the last time the Bulls were above 500 that late in the season?
It's been 83 years.
Was it the 21-22 season?
Had to have been.
Had to have been. And then at the conclusion of the regular season, all 82 games counted and accounted for, the Bulls do finish 9th in the East at 41-41.
Oh, right there, baby.
So,
That's progress.
you know what that means. It means, yes, that's right. Play-in for Pete is happening, y'all. But this is where things change.
That's right.
From the norm.
That's right.
The Cavs and Heat face each other in the 7-8 game. That's right. The Cleveland Cavaliers in the simulation are in the play-in tournament.
Who's injured? Like,
All of them. All of them, I guess.
all of the Cavaliers?
All
Like,
of them?
man, Okay.
The Cavs take down the Heat. Meanwhile, in the 9-10 game, the Bulls beat the gap year Celtics
Ooh.
to keep their season alive. And you know what that means? It's Bulls Heat Part 4 for a chance to go to the actual playoffs. But in this simulation, the Bulls are triumphant. They take down the Heat. They vanquish the beast. Don't you love it, Dave?
To take on the Banchero Magic.
That's right.
Number 1 seed.
Ooh. That would be the reward?
Yes, the reward is a gentleman's sweep. They lose to the Magic in 5 in this simulation.
All right, in the
but,
simulation.
But
But
they get there.
They get a win, too.
Which, to me, it's just silly simulation. ESPN ran out all of their gadgets and their algorithms and whatever, and they did a full season simulation hundreds of times and picked a random one that they found to have interesting results.
Right.
As a Bulls fan, these are interesting results because they're different, but I think it raises the interesting and based in reality question of, if this were the actual results of this season, how, as a Bulls fan, would you feel? Would you call this season a success if they go back to the play-in tournament for the 4th straight year, but this time they beat the team that they have lost to 3 straight years in said tournament, and then go get some playoff experience and get, beat up pretty convincingly by the number 1 overall seed in the East, 4-1?
Is it a success? Yes.
I think I
that's a
agree.
success.
I think I agree with you in that sense.
Yeah, yes. I said, I can't remember one of our many things that we did where it was the fill in the blank. And it was the Bulls have to do this to get back to the playoffs. And I said, beat the Heat. That's what you have to do. They are always going to be standing in your way. So beating them on the 4th time that you're playing them and you finally vanquish the beast, as Matt so eloquently put, you get an opportunity to do that, then yes, that is success. And you get a playoff win on top of that team you're not expected to beat at all. That's success. Honestly, it is. And depending on how they do it too, who is leading them to this?
Right, yes.
Is Josh leading them to this? Is Matas heavily involved in this? What is Kobe doing in this scenario? What is Ayo doing? All of that is stuff I would like to know. But yeah, just looking at it numbers-wise, if you finish 500 and you avoid that, no team has ever won 4 straight years of 30, 38, or 40 wins for 4 straight years in the NBA. You avoid that also as well. It's a success. That is a successful season. That's how you can put it on paper as a successful season. How you feel about it could be up to interpretation. Tune in to this show to find out how we interpret it.
Well, and Goat, as we were just talking in the previous segment about clarity of vision and purpose, if these were the results this year, would you feel like that validates what this team's clarity of purpose is and a substantial step forward in trying to achieve whatever those goals are?
I think it would kind of depend on how things happened. It is a results-oriented league, and the outcome does matter. But if it's because Matas just turns into a superstar, it probably doesn't give you much in the way of telling you how to build the roster compared to if Kobe drags them there. So,
Right.
I think either way, the young guys in the roster are going to have to play well. But if it's Vooch, shot 48% on threes again, and clearly is not a big part of the thing,
Right.
I would have more questions. But really, those are two kind of separate things to me. Is one, how does the season go? Can you get to the playoffs? And 2, is that goal good enough? Is there anything beyond that, and how do you get there? So to me, I don't think it would really change, because I'd still, if it were me, want to be thinking about ways to improve based on that. Mm-hmm. And my concern would be, they finally, exercised their demons. They finally beat the Heat. They finally made the playoffs. Is that good enough? Are we going to just bring everybody back and do it again? that would, to me, not be a success. That would be spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Mark's in the chat saying a success would be making the playoffs and win or lose, have a competitive first round, win or exit. Meaning whoever they face first round, compete, win or lose. And then the kicker to this fun ESPN simulation that our pal Stephen Hooker just pointed out in the chat. What up, Stephen? The Western Conference. Let's take a look at those results, Joey, because the young upstart Portland Trailblazers in this sim snagged the 8th spot in the West on regular season records. They go to the play-in tournament and win.
Come on.
Which means for Bulls fans,
Say it.
that long-owed pick would finally actually be conveyed, and as a first-round pick, not a second, which is what will happen in reality if it does not convey by 2028.
Huzzah!
Let's go
Get
Blazers.
it. I want that pick. Let's go Blazers.
In the sim, way to go. In real life, let's freaking go
Yeah,
Blazers.
seriously, man. You guys can do it. You can do it. I've always believed in you. So, yeah, that would be great. I see the Kings over the Timberwolves. It's interesting.
Yeah.
To me also as well, like having them win.
Just like the Cavs ending up in the play-in tournament in
Yeah,
the East. Or wait,
yeah.
what's Minnesota doing in the play-in tournament out West?
Now I can see it because out West is so stacked. Like I'm not shocked at them being there.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at the Kings getting that win like that because that means they're going on the road,
Right.
to do that. But if that's what happens, man, and the attackery from Zachary is like Zachary, then yeah.
So
Got yourself a steal.
in this sim, the 6 Western Conference teams that lock in a playoff spot, starting at 1 and going to 6, Warriors at 63 wins.
Okay.
OKC in the 2 seed, Nuggets 3, Grizz 4, Clips 5, Rockets 6. You might say, where are the Los Angeles Lakers?
They should not be.
Perhaps my low-key favorite part about this particular ESPN sim,
Okay.
13th in the West, 10 games under 500.
Oh yeah.
36 and 46.
Yeah, this is Matt's day.
I would love to watch. I mean, like, I don't want, like, I got nothing against Luka.
yeah,
I like
Luka's
Luka.
great, man.
He's a Laker now.
He's great.
He crossed over. Sorry, man. Screw that team. Like,
Oh man, I'm so glad
as a
I'm
Bulls
here.
fan, I have to find other things that make me happy
Yeah.
because I know my team ain't winning a chip this year.
Okay, fair.
And probably not even putting up forth a competitive playoff showing of any kind. I hope so. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's very unlikely.
Yeah, it's not
So
impossible.
I got to find my joy elsewhere. And getting Schadenfreude from the Lakers failing,
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Yeah. Where's Grayson Allen at this year?
He's not in Phoenix still, is he?
I don't think he's
Where
in
did he
Phoenix.
end up?
Is he in Utah?
Is he in
I
hell
think he
yet?
is still in Phoenix. Yeah.
He is still in Phoenix?
Oh, that's a shame. I thought maybe the river Styx by this point.
I was just gonna give you whatever joy you were gonna have with that. Yep, still there, still in Phoenix. So
Okay.
yeah, Phoenix isn't great.
No.
You know, they're
The
struggling.
Bulls could beat Phoenix this
You know,
year.
Shout out PHNX.
Hey, what up, Esmo?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, like that is interesting to think. Play in again.
Yeah.
But if they win their way out of it this time,
Yeah.
just generally, like how should and could Bulls fans feel
Again,
about that?
like Will said, and like I was alluding to, it's all about how it looks
Right.
and how they do it. That's what's going to be vitally important to this as far as my joy is concerned. I'll be happy they won regardless, but my joy, it would be like ecstatic if it's because Matas did his thing, if Giddey did his thing, if the guys I know are going to be here did it, if Ayo was a huge part of that. I mean, all of that will matter. Kobe was a part of that. That will matter. But as far as like, if like you said, if Vooch is going crazy, you know what I'm saying, and doing his thing, it's like, okay. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be happy regardless if they win because this is my team. But
And much like my stance on F the Lakers always,
Yeah.
F the Heat always.
Oh, always
So
and
if
forever.
we do
the
get
Knicks.
that
Take that too.
4-peat rematch against Miami
Oh,
in the
God.
play-in and they win, as
Oh, yeah.
much as most of my brain will be rolling my eyes out the back of my head like, okay, cool, let's go to the first round and
What if
get
they-
crushed. What are we accomplishing here? There would be a part of my Bulls fan heart that's like, yeah, suck it, Miami.
What if they beat the Heat in the first playing game and then lose in the second one and still don't make the playoffs?
Oh, God.
there it is. Now that's
Would that
the
be a
goat I-
success?
No.
That's
If
like
they-
the real.
Would that be
Oh, so like
success?
if it's Bulls Heat in the 9-10
Yeah.
and then they go to the play
They go to
loser of
the-
7-8
to
and
the
then
next
lose.
one.
And then
lose.
lose.
Honestly.
that would put some people in a pretzel.
And
That's not success.
tiny sliver of a silver lining there. You beat the Heat in the play-in tournament and get that revenge.
Right.
But you're still going to the NBA draft lottery, baby.
Yeah.
It's his day.
Shout out to the
that's going to
0.8%
do it
chance
for
of winning.
today. We will be back tomorrow night for live postgame following the Bulls' preseason finale. They are back home taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Goat will be at the UC reporting from that one. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb, to get all of his Bulls thoughts, updates, and reporting. Follow him and his reading at allchgo.com. Become a diehard so you can read all of it, the very best of it. Big Dave is a bow. AWL Sports. Woo. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to King Joey on the controls. Have a great night, Bulls Nation. Hit the like button for crying out loud. And we will see you tomorrow night. See you, Rebbe. Good.
Love y'all, man.
We all silly like the mayor.